Well, hello, 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 Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's recap is for Friday, August the 19th, 2022. Friday, August the 19th, 2022. Definitely not Cliffhanger Friday. Nope. But it did move. There was some movement, possibly. I'm going to start with Diane and Jack. So, yesterday they went out to dinner. And of course, Jack brings Diane back to his place so they can look at Harrison's sleep. Okay. And then Diane is saying, Kyle, don't you remember Kyle slept that way when he was that age? That's just how he used to sleep. And Jack's like, I don't remember that. And I was thinking in my mind, hello, because that was the time when Diane kept your son away from you. She kept Kyle away from Jack during chunks of his life. So no, Jack would not remember that little tidbit of Kyle's history. Thank you very much, Diane. But Jack did not even, no, I don't remember that. And then they're just talking. Oh, listen, I was getting ready to make me a nightcap. Would you like one? Why, yes, Jack, yes, I would love a nightcap. So as Jack is turning to get the nightcap, Diane is just gazing at Jack like, oh, I'm going to get this man. I am just going to get this man, right? Jack is a piece of work. He is ridiculous. So needless to say, they're talking about oopla, and I've changed, and I'm so happy with this, and sick of the same old story Diane is feeding into Jack's head. But then it kind of took a turn, and Jack is sitting a little extra close to Diane, and she reaches for something on the table, and he grabs her hand, and he goes, "Where do you think this is going, Diane?" And she's like, "Wait, huh?" And he goes, "Where do you think this is going? Where would you like this to go, Diane?" And I was like, oh, heck no. Are you kidding me, Jack? Where is Ashley? Where is Tracy? I haven't seen Allie in weeks. Does she still live there? What is going on? Of course, they established Kyle and Summer were out still on their romantic date late, but I'm like, oh my goodness. And so then Diana's like, oh, she slides her hand from out of Jack's hand. And she's like, what could you be talking about, Jack? And then he's like, something about what are your plans? What are your feelings? And she says, I have to admit that when your hand touched mine, I got butterflies in my stomach, Jack. I got butterflies because if I have to admit, yes, my feelings for you go deeper than friendship. But I have to admit, this is fantasy land, and you would never return those feelings for me. And then Jack says, well, I have to admit, I have feelings for you too, Diane. And then this happens. And I was just gritting my teeth when I was seeing this. I said, you gotta be kidding me, Jack Abbott. That fast. That's all it took. Say, granddad, granddad, I'm grandma, grandma, grandson 10 times, and look at you. But then all of a sudden, boy, did they do a sneakaroo on us. All of a sudden, you hear this, Diane, Diane, where'd you go? Diane was daydreaming about Jack. None of that happened. I said, doggone you, Young and the Restless. Don't be pissing me off like that for nothing. So, so then, the rest of the scene plays out the way it's actually going to play out, um, which was definitely not that. But what that made me see was, look, Diane went into full fantasy mode during a actual conversation. Diane has never been wrapped to 100% tight Now, she's not a Chelsea, but already she's her weakness is these fantasies that she's having. And that is going to cause her to make some definite mistakes. And I think that first mistake is going to be when she tries to kiss Jack. Hopefully Jack does the right thing, because remember, this is all for Harrison's sake, according to Jack, right? He's only tolerating her for Harrison. So then we have Chance running into Nicholas at the coffee house, and he says, "Look, I've got some new evidence. I want to have you and Victoria and your father to meet me at the station, and we'll talk." And Nick is like, "Well, look, why put it off? Just come on over to the ranch. I know they're still up." So Chance is like, "Okay, fine." So Chance goes over to the ranch and he's talking to them. And Victor, of course, is so what's this all about? And Chance says, "Well, first and foremost, I want you all to understand." First, he tries to get Nikki to leave the room because he only wanted the people involved. And Victor's like, "No, she could stay. She could hear everything." Chance is like, "Whatever." And he goes, "First of all, I want you all to know this is not going to be a conversation. You all just need to listen." Right? So he starts talking about, the evidence and what they have found and this, that, and the other. And then Nikki interrupts and he goes, "Again, I said you all are to just listen." And she was kind of like, "Oh, okay." you know? So, Victor always has to, what do you think you get? It's all circumstantial. And Chance is like, "Again, listen." So Chance says there's two scenarios going on. Scenario one, and he says it, of course, Ashlyn hit, got knocked out, wasn't truly dead. When Victoria and Nick went outside, he got up on his own volition and stumbled to the car and drove off and unfortunately got in an accident. Or scenario number two. Scenario number two, Nick in fact did kill Ashlyn when he hit his head on the fireplace bricks. And Victor's security team came in, took out the body, staged the accident for the car to go off the ravine. He says, those are the two scenarios. So Victor says, "And what scenario are you going to pursue, my boy? What scenario are you going to pursue?" And so Chance, he says, "Listen, the facts. The facts are Ashlyn was a despicable man with nefarious intentions. He lied about dying of cancer so that he could defraud your family and the company. Ashlyn would not accept the breakup of he and Victoria, and Ashlyn did come to her house with the intent to harm her. And Nicholas arrived and he intervened and he actually protected his sister. And Victoria did the right thing by calling me right away to get me over. They had no knowledge of what may or may not have happened after that." He said, "So the fact of the matter is, there was no murder. Ashlyn's death was a homicide in either scenario. What happens after that, it won't serve a purpose in someone going to trial, over a man like Ashlyn Locke." And I was shocked. I was like, "What, Chance? You stopping it? You are gonna end this investigation? Wow." So of course, therefore I'm gonna take scenario number one. You made the right choice, my boy. I'm thinking, shut up, Victor, shut up, right? You're putting your family first. You're doing the right thing. And so Chance goes to leave and Victoria goes to walk him out. And she goes, "Thank you, Chance. And I mean, if there's anything we can do," he goes, "No, stop right there. No. This is no, now, if there's anything you all could do for me. No, this is no favor to the family. He says, this is just the outcome that I feel is deserving. I'm like, see, Victor can't shut up, and neither can Victoria. If there's anything we could do to return the face. See, now you making it like he's looking away, when that's exactly the way he presented it. He's not doing that. So what was interesting to me is, the Newmans are talking, and Nick is still upset. I still killed a man. Oh, I'm like, shut up, Nicholas, with that. Yes, you killed a man. So then it showed Chance. I think he was at Society. For some strange reason, the look on his face, I don't know. It wasn't the look of a man that is confident in the decision that he made. That look was something else. And I'm trying to figure out, was he trying to throw them off the trail so he could catch him up? I didn't know what was happening. And I still don't know what's going to happen with that. I would love to know, what are your views? What do you feel the look on Chance's face at the end really, really meant? And then I'm going to finish with Chelsea and Billy. See, back to what I said yesterday with Chelsea and Billy, or even the day before. Billy's talking to Chelsea about, what Lily is saying, that, first Chelsea, she keeps bringing up, oh, Billy, and what went wrong with you and Victoria? She keeps bringing up Victoria brought the best in you. It's kind of like she's trying to draw a wedge from him and Lily, making it more him think of Victoria, someone that she knows would never get back with Billy. I feel you were your best, with Victoria, and this, Victoria understands you. I just don't feel Lily is, it's that she's starting with a little mind game with him, and then she goes, you're a free person. You like to just do your own thing. You like to do things whimsical and this, that, and the other. And he goes, Lily pretty much told me the same thing. That's why she wants me to make a choice. And she goes, well, what choice? A choice of quitting Chancellor Winters and just doing podcasting, or just being the COO. And he goes, and I'm thinking, of quitting the podcast. No, she goes, no, she wouldn't want you to quit. No. The podcasting is you. That's freedom. That's, you do what you want. You live on your own terms. And I'm thinking, yeah, because he's working hand in hand with you. But truth be told, even though I don't like her ulterior motives, and Chelsea has ulterior motives, she was right about that. Every time Billy has had a corporate position, he has been over Jabot a number of times. Wearing the suit and tie, screwed it up every time. Every time. Okay, he has been over Chancellor Industries multiple times. Jill would put him in charge, or she would put, then at one point it was him and Kane, because he cried so much about, you are leaving Kane as the CEO and I'm your own son. And so she made him co-CEOs, and Billy screwed that up too. Kane ultimately was the better CEO. Billy is not corporate material. He never has been, ever. So Chelsea is right about that. But you know what? When you look at it, what has Billy ever been good at? He's screwed up a lot of things. He has never truly found a niche for himself. Never. Nor has he ever said, this is my career, ever. So she's like, no. And he goes, no, he's not going to give up podcasting. And oh, she was happy about that. And he goes, you gave me a lot to think about. You really have, because you're your best when you're free. And it's like, how do you know, Chelsea? You guys were never in each other's lives like that at all, period, ever. But now she's making it like she just knows him oh so well. So we still see where that's going. All roads Chelsea is trying to make leads to Chelsea. And Victoria told her father and mother that Chelsea wants to tell Johnny that he is her biological mother. And Victor's like, no, and Nikki is like, at some point you are going to need to tell him. And Victoria's like, I know. It's just right now they're going through a lot. And Nikki said, no, I think the timing is all wrong. I do. But I do believe he has have right to know his mother, or who his mother is. And then she looked over at Victor. She goes, Victor, of all people, I would think you would understand that, because you knowing your family, your lineage, all of that has been so important to you. And Victor couldn't say anything, just not right now, Oh. So anyway, that pretty much was it for Friday for The Young and the Restless. There's one comment in Comment Corner. Monique said, and I agree with you, Monique, Billy is not a corporate guy. Chelsea is right about Billy. Well, she's right about that. He's more himself with the podcasting. He can be free, but not with Chancellor Winters. Yeah, exactly. I really think Lily should take Nate as her COO, and then see what she's inherited with that, right? And he goes, he should tell Lily the truth instead of dancing around it. Let's see if he will. Let's see if he will tell her the truth. Because remember, Lily was taking this CEO job whether Billy joined her or not. Period. She was just happy because they ran what was it? Chance Com successfully together. But even with Chance Com, why that was up Billy's alley is it was media. It was raw. You trying to find a story. You're doing all. It wasn't a whole conglomerate corporate kind of job. So that suited him more than COO of Chancellor Industry. So, but with that being said, listen, let's hope the story kind of progresses. We'll see what's up with Chance. I don't know what's going on with Chance. We'll see what's going on with Nate. Something is there. Something's definitely happening. And we already know what Chelsea's plans are. There's no question about that. So I will see you all on Monday with the next daily recap of The Young and the Restless.